Hey folks, Infamous Jack here, and I'm here to give you a review of the latest episode of The Walking Dead, The Killer Within. Absolutely nothing happened in this episode, huh? I'm just kidding. As always, this is going to have spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the episode, stop here because there's a lot to talk about in this one. Alright, first off, the episode opens up with a mysterious person leading some more of the Walking Dead into the prison. It's a nice little setup for the start of the episode, but I found the final reveal was kind of weak. I mean, let's be honest, we all kind of saw who it would be, and did anyone really care? Yeah, I didn't think so. Following that, we get some more of Michonne talking to the governor. I gotta be honest, I'm not fan of how they're handling this character. There's no subtlety to her performance. She might as well have a giant sign that says, "I don't trust you and I know what you're up to." I'm not sure if it's how the character's written or if the actress they hired just isn't able to pull off the tough character with also a bit of I'm not quite sure what she's thinking. I realize that isn't a word, but it is now. It's several words. That's now one word. Put together, but not really a fan. As for the governor himself, it's kind of iffy how I feel about him right now. They definitely aren't doing the, oh, he's an evil monster that he is in the comics. They're more keeping him on that fine line of, well, maybe he's not too bad, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's kind of early to tell right now. Also, there's Andrea in this episode. I do not like her character in this series, which is a shame because in comics she's one of my personal favorite characters. It's just she always seems much too trusting and always siding with the wrong people, and it's starting to get really annoying by this point. I could put up with it for the first 2 seasons, but by this point it's starting to get a little old. So that's just my brief thoughts on the scenes that are set in the town. Not a whole lot to say with these. So on to the actual meat of the episode. First main point is with the 2 prisoners. That's Axel and Oscar. It seems like the main theme of this episode was, can we trust them or not? Well, one of the main themes. I'll get on to the big point that everyone's going to be talking about. I thought they handled it well enough, but again, it sort of wraps up at the end of the episode. Kind of leads on to this season's maybe moving a bit too quick, as it's not giving enough time to really develop some of these storylines. I mean, let's be honest. We had one other episode with the prisoner characters, and that it could have used another 2 or 3 in my opinion, just kind of with the uneasy looks and stuff, just to help build the tension. But I'm sure no one wants to talk about that. They want to talk about all the deaths in this episode, and there were quite a few. Alright, up first we got T-Dog. T-Dog's character in this series has been one that really, his character more of existed and ever added anything to the plot. He was really kind of a useless character throughout the entire series. It was a shame because I kept wanting them to do something with him, but more his appearances in episodes always came down to, oh, we need a 5th person, not, oh, we're going to add this important plot twist and his character is vital for it. So, his death really doesn't register at all. I mean, it kind of looked like, hey, we might actually give him a little bit of character establishment. But no, they killed him off at the end of this one, so I really don't care. The one I do care about is Carol. I think her death is going to have a lot bigger impact, especially on Daryl, because they were really getting close by the end of the 2nd season and start of this one. I see this really becoming more important for his character down the line, especially with how I think the season's going to end up going, but I won't go into that because that's just fan speculation at this point. But now for the big one, Lori. Now, those of you who've read the comics know this entire sequence never happened. And the character does eventually die in the comics, but it's in a completely different way. And it honestly comes about with one of my problems. Her death is, okay, spoilers if you haven't read the comics. Turn off this video right now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, in the comics, for a brief while we think the governor is dead, but he comes back and attacks the prison, and he ends up killing off about 2/3 of the cast, and the biggest death is that in the firefight that comes out, Lori and Rick's daughter is killed in the process. Huge moment in the comics, completely reshaped the way the series went from then on. Now in this is, she starts having labor pains, and they're in the generator room and have to deliver the baby or else, and ends up coming down to they need to give her a C-section, which again, this is another moment where I like how they did it in the comics so much better because it left a much bigger impact. But this, it just kind of felt like, okay, we're going to get rid of this character more because we want to see how Rick's going to react to this and the much darker route his character is going to go. But again, this is just coming from someone who reads the comics. So as someone who says going in blind, my thoughts would have been, oh wow, that's a shocking death. This is really going to reshape everything. One moment I think that's going to spark some controversy is that it's Carl who shoots her before she can turn into a walker. It's kind of an Old Yeller moment where, no, she's my mom, I'll do it. Yes, I know I just used an Old Yeller reference in a zombie show. Couldn't be helped in this situation. I see this will probably have a big impact on how Rick and Carl react later on, but again, just speculation at this point, we'll see. So overall, I thought this was a good episode. I have a few issues with Michonne's acting, and again, I think the pacing is going a bit too fast this season, but that's just me. I'm really curious for the next episode to see how much this will change Rick, and if the next time episodes are any indicator, I think Rick might become a much darker character than the governor is so far. So, that's just my thoughts. I give this episode an 8 out of 10. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.